Hello, in this tutorial we're going to be covering how you can include media within your survey design. And you can include media within your question as well as within your response scale. And by media I'm talking about video, images, or sound files. So why don't we go ahead and create a little survey here, and I'm going to label it using media within a survey. That's the name of our survey. I'm going to leave the description field blank for now. And survey type, why don't we go ahead and select online survey. But as you can see, the Survey Manager and Opinion Meter system is a multimodality system. You can create a survey and publish it, distribute it to a myriad of different locations or survey types, whether they're offline survey apps running on an Apple iPad or an Android device, or an online or mobile web survey or kiosk survey. So we'll just select online survey for now, and I'm not going to create from another survey. I'm going to create a brand new survey, so I'm going to click Save. And here we are. Let's go ahead and stick with the multiple choice, horizontally oriented question, and we'll use button instead of slider. And why don't we just say, how are you feeling right now? That's our question, because I'm going to use some images as my responses, and you'll see in a second how we're going to do that. So why don't we include some text as our response scale. Even though we're going to use images as our responses, I want text for my reports, so as well as my raw data. So why don't we say great, okay, not so great, terrible. Okay, those are my four options, and we'll leave these optional features at the bottom here, required response, randomized responses, etc., blank for now. And at the bottom you'll see Add Multimedia. So why don't we go ahead and click Add Multimedia, and this will take us to the screen where we can select what type of media we're going to be including, and we talked about images. So now we have a new radio or checkbox option here that we've just recently added, and it's Use Images button. So instead of placing an image on top of an existing button, you can actually have your button become the actual response. And why don't we go ahead and check this, and you'll see once we do, we have the option of creating thumbnails or leaving the images their natural size. And when you do that, you also have zooming capabilities. But if you want to have uniform button sizes and uniform images, I suggest going to create a thumbnail. And then, of course, if you're going to distribute, or in this case it's an online survey, if you're going to distribute that as a PC survey, people taking it in their PC browser, you could use several different size images. The default's 120 by 120, or if this is intended for mobile web, you might want to use a smaller option. So let's just leave those as default. And now below you'll see our question and our response scale has been included for us to select whether we want to add an image for our question and or our response scale. I'm going to go ahead and use it only for our response scale, and I've already included some smiley faces here, so I'm just going to add those in, and you'll see for great I have a happy smiley face. For okay, I have a neutral or still smiley but not so great. And for the third option, let's see which one I had selected. Okay, definitely not so great image, that's appropriate. And for the last one, definitely going to be a sad face. So let's see what we've got here. It gives you a preview. You can either remove the image, you can expand it and see the actual size if you wish, or if you like the way that looks, just go ahead and save question. And these images indicate that there are image media associated with your response scale. And that's what you can see up here, the different types, so or icons associated with different types of media. So we've created a single question survey here, and before we proceed through the other steps of the Create Survey Wizard, why don't we just take a look at how this might look within an actual online survey, and I already have one prepared here. So this would be how are we feeling today? This is how that online survey would appear. Now, like I said at the beginning of this tutorial, this is also how it would appear on your iPad or your iPhone if you were distributing the same survey to one of our survey apps for devices. So this is, and you can also set these so you can either select and then click next, or auto response, which is as soon as you click it would advance automatically. Okay, so those are a couple different options for you. And so that is a quick overview of how you can include media, video, images, or sound files within your question or within your response scale. And in this case, what we did was we went further and selected how you can actually use your, in the case of images, as you're using the images as the buttons themselves. So no text at all included in the response scale as it appears in the survey, just your images. So this concludes this tutorial, and thank you very much.